While many veterans return from service and lead honorable lives, there have been a few whose experiences in the military took a dark turn. Today we'll be exploring 3 military veterans who tragically became serial killers. David Berkowitz, son of Sam. Brooklyn native David enlisted in the Army in 1971 and served at Fort Knox and in South Korea. He was honorably discharged in 74. Starting in July of 76, David embarked on a crime spree that lasted over a year and terrorized the citizens of NYC. The killer carried a revolver and seemed to choose his victims at random, shooting more than a dozen and killing 6 of them. Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. After graduating high school in 69, Gary enlisted in the Navy and saw combat when he transported supplies upriver in patrol boats. He claims that his fixation on sex workers began during this time. Gary is thought to have killed at least 71 women in the 80s and 90s, most of them sex workers up along the highways in Oregon and Washington. Jeffrey Dahmer, the Milwaukee Cannibal. Jeffrey Dahmer enlisted in the Army in 79 and trained as a medical specialist. He was stationed in West Germany as a combat medic. He was eventually kicked out of the Army for excessive drinking. Dahmer had went on to murder 16 more men over the course of a decade before his arrest. His gruesome killings involved dismemberment, necrophilia, and cannibalism. While many veterans return from service and lead honorable lives, there have been a few whose experiences in the military took a dark turn. Today we'll be exploring 3 more military veterans who tragically became serial killers. Dennis Rader, BTK. Dennis Rader joined the Air Force and served from 1966 to 1970. He did his training in Texas and served throughout Japan. After returning, he began killing in 74, first murdering a family of 4. He kept at it over the years, binding, torturing, and killing his victims. He was arrested in 2005 and sentenced to life after being convicted of 10 murders. John Allen Muhammad, DC Sniper. John enlisted in the Louisiana National Guard in 1979, where he served for 7 years. He was discharged following the Gulf War. Along with his partner, they carried out the DC Sniper attacks of 2002, killing 10 people from the trunk of a car. John was sentenced to death and executed in 2009. Dennis Nilsen, the British Jeffrey Dahmer. Dennis Nilsen joined the British Army, where he became a cook and served for 11 years. He earned a service medal and was discharged in 1972. Often described as the British Jeffrey Dahmer, as they both had similar ways to lure young men in, drug them, murder, then engage in disturbing post-mortem rituals. He was arrested in 1983, charged with 6 counts of murder, and was sentenced to life.